On Capitol Hill, a renewed push for answers in the skies. A group of House lawmakers say it is time for transparency when it comes to unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAPs. Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna says fresh legislation is coming, as well as back-to-back hearings, all in an attempt to force federal agencies to come clean. It's all on the heels of a bombshell briefing featuring top experts, including Harvard astrophysicist Dr. Avi Loeb. The packed session was to dissect the science, security risks, and what some believe is a government cover-up. From crash retrieval programs to calls for declassifying Navy UAP footage, lawmakers insist this is no longer an issue on the fringes of society. They're promising a systemic shakeup in how this country deals with the unknown. And Dr. Avi Loeb is joining us live right now. He gave a 20-minute presentation at this week's event and has been at the forefront in the push for UAP transparency for some time now. Dr. Loeb, always good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And it was interesting, on the day before the congressional briefing, you visited the Pentagon and you saw some of the tools the Defense Department is using to combat, quote, terrestrial threats. Can you explain this technology and what role AI is playing?
Right. So there is the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office in the Pentagon that is looking at past events. It has been reviewing them for a couple of years, but it's time now to, instead of being obsessed with past events where the data is limited, to build new observatories that search the sky. In principle, if these objects are out there, we should be able to find them. And I believe that scientific research is necessary in order to promote our understanding of what the nature of these unidentified objects is, because there are two possibilities. Either they are human-made, if they are technological, or they are extraterrestrial. And the simple assumption is that they are human-made, in which case it's a great threat to national security if we can't identify them. We need a system that can identify objects smaller than the Chinese spy balloon, which was barely identified initially. For that, we need to invest money in artificial intelligence software and in a new system of sensors that would give us much better capabilities, because what we have at our disposal right now is much better than people had for decades in the past.
Yeah, what were your initial thoughts after the hearing? And can you share with us what the atmosphere was like behind closed doors?
I think it's time for the U.S. government to invest $1 billion in trying to figure out the nature of unidentified anomalous phenomena, because even if it's not extraterrestrial, that would allow us to have a better defense system that monitors the sky and can alert the Department of Defense of any threat. In the days that drones are used very frequently, currently there are technologies that we might not be aware of, that adversarial nations are using, and we should figure out what is flying in our sky. Now, from a scientific point of view, even if 1 in a billion of these objects happens to be of extraterrestrial origin, the discoverers will get the Nobel Prize for it. So there is an opportunity, in my opinion, to attract the best minds in science to such a project. And I suggested investing $1 billion in figuring out the answer so that we can clear out what these objects are. And I will be very happy if the Department of Defense will use the artificial intelligence software that we develop, or the sensors that are being used to enhance the identification of objects in the sky.
Yeah, it's interesting. You're saying it's a win-win here, because even if it turns out that these are not extraterrestrial in origin, we will have developed AI tools and sensors that will make our country safer from terrestrial threats, from human-made threats. What should be the task force's next step in bringing meaningful data to light, information like people like you should have access to?
Right. So there is a second push towards revealing what the U.S. government knows, what kind of data or materials it has at its possession. And of course, that could save us time. It was not available to scientists like myself so far, and I would be delighted to help government figure it out. And, you know, just like any other puzzle in science, we should be able to do it as long as we have the best minds dedicated to the problem. And I do feel that given the importance of the problem of are we alone, this could be a project that attracts the best minds, similar to the Manhattan Project a long while ago. It's an opportunity also to make taxpayers happy, because if you were to ask them, what question in science would you like to know the answer to? It's most likely, are we alone?
Dr. Avi Loeb, it's always a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
And also on this topic, we do want to mention you can watch my full interview with Avi Loeb right now on NewsNation's YouTube page. He discusses crypto-terrestrials and the possibility that aliens might already be present here on Earth. That conversation already has almost 500,000 views. You can find it on the Truth of the Matter podcast on NewsNation's YouTube page, or listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.